Hi and welcome to this mini seminar. This is number 5 out of 5. So the final run for this project, this hypnotic techno track we've been making kind of together that I've shown you from the start to where we are now. And I think we should just start to hear some of it, just to feel what we're going to do today. And today is about mixing and mastering. So. But it's gonna not be too much in depth because then it will take all night. And I only want to use kind of half an hour, 45 minutes to do this. So it's gonna be fast, but also where I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do. But let's hear a bit of the track. And it keeps on going for 5 minutes like that. So yeah, you get the picture. But what we're gonna check to now is I'm gonna turn off my master or delete all the stuff I have in my master channel. And then we're gonna go in here and I'm gonna remove my ugly head down to maybe here. And then we're gonna look at the master right now. Oh, there's something that shouldn't be here. If you see this, we have this little red dot, and that's because I automated some of the parameters when you see all the red dots. So let's go in and see that was on plug, and I'm gonna open that up and find mixer, and you can see track volume. So I didn't automate it, but I just put one little button on it. So I'm gonna remove that so it's gone so we can mix and master. So what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna fire up, find a place where there's happening a lot, maybe here, and loop this, where there's a lot going on at the same time. So let's hear it, but let's look at this number up here because I wanna make headroom for the mastering process. So let's listen to it from here. Now we can hear it got a lot lower. But right now you can see it's, if we zoom over here, it's 2.5 in dB, minus 2.5 in dB, and we want minus 6, so we don't do this. Instead, we're gonna click here and mark all of them, so everything is marked. And then we're gonna just take one of them, because right now you can see I can turn up and down for every track. So let's refresh by clicking it here. So it was 10 dB or 10.9. We got headroom right now. It's a little bit too much. So I would have to have it in between minus 6 and minus 8 in headroom. So we're gonna just boost it up a little bit. And click this again. So now we have minus 6.8 at the max. And now I set all the parameters. You can see it's not linear, it's just, while I made it, it's like more how loud the track should be. So now I will start by soloing the drums. Whoops. Now we just have to go out here. So turn it up a little bit in here. Something like that. And then I'm gonna solo the next, and then listen. How is the hi-hats, are they too much? And find the sweet spot. About here, because we want the kick to go through. So, and I would like to have this going to one of the sides just a tiny bit, and listen to this one. It's very low. So let's hear that in context. And this one I'm gonna turn to the other side a little bit, and then turn it down until I think it's here. And here it's very important to just use your ear and like feel the music and where's this role for this sound in the whole mix. Because this sound is actually not an important sound, it's just more of a rhythmical element to it. So it doesn't need to be too loud, but it should be there anyway. So about -12, I think it's good. And then next one. Hear that. That needs to be a lot quieter. Again, just some rhythmical elements. But in this track, I would love to have this to go, let's go in audio effects, and let's take auto pan and put on here, and put the amount up a little bit, and set the rate. Down a little bit so it would float from the one side to the other. We could also just, let's take another approach to it. Let's go LFO and fire on here and map this to here. Then we can see what's going on, and then just tap the depth and the rate down a little bit. Yep. Nice. Let's hear it with the other things. Nice. So now we come to that. This was the kind of percussion drum thing. So now I'm gonna listen to this one and turn that up a little bit and hear it. Turn down that again. Right now it's just levels we're gonna set for the whole track. About here. Oh yeah, Rasmus, do you want to go get them? And this one. So here we don't have anything, so we're gonna just loop this over here and listen to maybe over here. So we have it with the full. So you can hear these sounds, I really want them to smear together. I think this one, the take up, is more important than this element. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit and then hear it with the kick. Yeah, the level is really nice here. So this one is very pointy, if you can hear it. So either that we will play with this, because you can see down here, I automated the cutoff for it. So, but let's just take, let's see. Oh, I have to take this one off and take the auto filter and some resonance on it and 12 dB. Oh, I have it on the wrong one. There we go. You can see I have one down here that is automated as well, so later on the track but it's fine to just cut off some of the elements and just like listen. And again, fire it up. And sometimes it's really nice to just close your eyes and use your ears instead. Right now I'm actually standing with the speakers behind me, so that's not a good thing. Normal, I would have turned around and listened to it with my ears in front, but for now it's okay. There we go. Yeah, nice. Let's see what this is. This needs to be louder. So I can actually see that we have the riser over here. So now we can just so the only thing we need, this one, the riser is too loud. The lead arp down here. We can actually put it over to this one because that's the kind of the same. So we're going to turn that down to the same height as that. And now I actually mixed the track level wise. So now we're going to go where there's some stuff going on. And now you can see after I've kind of tweaked all of it, now we went up again because our ears normally tend to want it louder and louder and louder. So we're gonna mark everything again, and then we're gonna turn it down because that will boost that when we're gonna master the track. So let's see when the kick comes. 9, 7. This is perfect. Cool. Now we're gonna look into the hi-hats. Oops. Here we go. And then I'm gonna put in a limiter to just boost the signal so it will be louder. And let's go into, yeah, we can just say color limiter. Oops. And take that into our master, and loudness, let's take that about 8 dB up because then it will be at 0. And we looked at the hi-hat. Then we're gonna take, see here, we're gonna take EQ8. There we go. And we're gonna take off the low end that's rumbling. And I'm gonna take 7 here and boost it a little bit. So you can see how much it did while I'm doing this. Just a tiny bit. And I like to just scan through. Like about here. So we just boosted a little bit with about 8K boost. That's nice. And then we have the sidechain compression here. And then we're gonna take one more compressor for the end, just to have some volume control. And just so we know it's not peaking out. Just a tiny bit. Like that. listen to this. And just borrow this, put over here. So if you listen to it, it will get louder now. But what happens is the compressor over here is sidechaining. And that's where the dipping comes. But I really liked it if you hear it, like there. And when the drum stops, the percussion would get louder automatically. And now, what we can do, so we can set this up a little bit more and then turn this down. So it won't be too much. Sweet, this one we can don't need. Yeah. Fine, next one. EQ8 on the percussion. See if there's any rumble we need to get rid of. And you can see what I'm talking about rumble is if I'm taking the top end away, you almost can't hear this. But if you really turn it up, this is just mud, like grumsiness to the track. We want to get rid of all that grumsiness, or mud, as we'll also call it. So but this one really needs about here. So this one is more kind of a bass. So what we're gonna do here, I can see I already did a lot of EQing and also used the active EQ as well. But just in case, there should be some, well, we actually need this. Let's finish this. What we can do is take EQ8, and you can see there's still a little bit rumble, so we're gonna take that and remove that as well. But then just to make sure there's no phasing, so we're gonna make the final end here mono, just the end down here. And you do that by going to mids and sides. And right now this is on mids and S for sides. And then we're gonna dip this way over here, so everything that's in here just get mono, and here is stereo. And we're gonna do the same thing about the rumble bass. So if we're stopping the kick and just have, whoops, here, have the rumble, we're gonna take, let's see if I did it already. No, I did not. EQ8, put it in the end. And then, because this is made out of the kick, so now we're gonna do the sides and then take everything here. So every of the bass is mono. And that will help not, whoops, go away. That it won't conflict with that. After that, we have this one. Take the EQ8 again. Let's see what we need. Again, here you can really hear the rumble that we don't need, and you actually hear it. So all that, there's no need for that, because the real sound is up here. what we can do to, because you can see it will kind of have this going on still, so we can go up and take the brick wall, just take that off, the nickel. Like that. Let's see this one. This one over here is the exact same sound, just in another pattern, so we can just copy this over here. This one, the same thing, over and over and over again, but then you would learn some. Yep. See if this needs anything. Some more body. Nice. Let's see the ARP. Techno ARP is in the beginning. This weird thing I did, that I just automated a lot of stuff. But you can see down here, again, a lot we don't need. There we go. And this one. Let's because if we loop this over here, you hear the ringing of the sound. There's this kind of irritating sound in the top. Let's go and find Reso. And fire that up here. Now you can see here there's some spikes here that's pretty unpleasant. So what we can do is calculate the targets and we'll scan through the sound. Two seconds. Take some time. Let's try again. Look like it doesn't want to calculate any targets. Then let's try again. There we go. I know this is a target that it didn't find, but let's hear what it does with the... So this is what it's gonna remove. But I know this one here, I can just double click here. Double click here. And this again is what we're removing. So if we take this and we listen to it thoroughly, now I'm turning off Reso. Gonna take a little bit more off. Let's loop that. Let's take Q3, just so you can see how that looks when we were working with that. Then double click over here. We can set maybe this, you can hear. let's take that down a little bit, and then it will take it away when it's really, really hard by itself. So it gets a little bit more pleasant to listen to. Let's go for the riser. So and then boost the signal here. There we go. And the side chain is just for side chaining down here. Let's listen to how that ended up with over here. Let's do this one. And let's take the color limiter off. About 5. It's okay. So this was a fast mixing. Of course, if I want to sit and make a track at my studio, I would use a lot more time on different stuff and more thorough, make some more compression, make some distortion to each track. But most of my stuff is not made in the mastering process. It's in the mixing process. If you get that right from the beginning and everything sounds nice, the master project or the mastering thing is very limited when you come to that. For me, I set a EQ where I take off some of the low end here, just about 20 hertz, because most systems won't hear it anyway. So just take that off. And then I'm gonna do one that's also in the side and make it a low cut. So I know that from about 120 hertz, about here, make it a little more steeper. Everything that's in here, again, is played in mono. So I know that my bottom end is everything in mono, so it won't conflict with phasing. And then I always think that it needs to, here, have some more top end, but I'll do it in a dynamic way. So I'll open it up. And at the end here, I'll just have, so it won't go, this is 25,000. Let's set it to 20,000 hertz. So we'll do some uplifting stuff to the top end. Then we're gonna take clear and take in mixing, let's go multi-band compression. And they did a really nice one where did mastering, and then the punch and balance, either one of those two are really nice. It starts to be kind of like an EQ. Right now I'm not going to do anything to it until I've put in my limiter. And this is where the magic happens. This is where it gets to push out the sound to the front of your speakers. So this is a smart limiter that is implemented with AI. So it will kind of detect which kind of music it is. And right now it's set to, if it needs to be published to Spotify, it makes all the calculation that you have to be minus 1 dB at the top and all that stuff. And here is a whole list of Deezer, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, whatever, that if you need to know specifically where it's going to be published, you could choose one of them, and all the specifics, all the requirements they have is upheld. So let's just say Spotify, and then we go in here and load in electronic techno. So now it actually knows which kind of music it has to listen to. So now we're going to find a spot here where there's a lot happening, so about here. And then we're going to record it. So now you can see down up here that it's going to listen to the track and it will just blow up. Here we go. So you can see it says minus 1 dB that our master is going to be put out, and it's going to lift it 10 dBs. And what we have to look in here is that you can see this peak needs to be, the further it goes in the dynamic range here, the louder it's going to get. So especially, or instead of going louder, we're going to add some bass control, so add more bass, some balance, saturation, and then a little bit hard style of the saturation. We can also see where the distortion monitoring is on this plugin, where it's going to distort a little bit, but it's not too much, this one. We can do a quality check if everything is set. It's for the requirements, and it says okay for loudness seems fine, dynamic seems fine, but we can push it a little bit more. So now we can check this away and lift it a little bit more. You can see if I do it too much, also up here, you can see that it kind of takes off too much, and now it's going to be red over here and down here. So we're pushing it too far, so now we're going into the distortion area, and we definitely don't want to do that. We want to keep it as clean as possible. So let's try 11, see where it ends. And now you can actually see that our loops, our loudness in real time is -9. So now we can go in and set this down to 10, because I forgot to say that I didn't set the multiband dynamics on my master, because here we can control some more. Say let's boost the mids, or the subs, we can kind of remove it and listen to it. And remember, it's compression that we're doing it with. This is still fine. Yep. And you can see here it's -1, as it should. If you don't want to stream it, if you just want to publish it to wherever, and you don't want the -1, it's easy just to take the -1 up. It's a 1 dB higher or louder, and then it will always be a tiny bit under 0. So if we take our limiter off, this is what it did. So we kind of pushed all the sounds in front of the speaker now. And it does it in a really smart way that you don't have to do a lot to do it, because it kind of works for you in a nice way that's easy to kind of understand and mingle around with. And it's visual, so you can visually see what's going to happen here. Yes. And this was the end of the 5 sessions that I think we should end off with listening to the whole track. And then, yeah, enjoy the track. And see you next Wednesday. That was it. Yeah. Hope to see you next Wednesday. Remember, it's free the first time. Otherwise, it's just 100 kronas a month for nice coffee, cozy talks, and yeah,